What is up, Brokeman Nation? My name is Adam and this is Brokeman Finance, a channel where we understand that sometimes funds are limited, so we try to help you, the investor, make the smartest decisions possible when it comes to your money. Over the past few weeks, pharmaceutical company Pfizer, ticker symbol PFE, has been all over the market news lately and really just all over the news in general because of their work on the vaccine. Pfizer is helping all of our stocks get into and remain in the green because that vaccine is finally on the horizon. But why isn't Pfizer's share price taking off? I'm going to explain that. Investors were expecting this share price to jump through the roof. Well, it didn't. But will it go up soon? Because they seem to be winning the race to this vaccine. I'm going to explain that. There are a lot of people expecting them to make bukus of money off of that vaccine. But I'm not so sure. And I'm going to explain that too. In this video, we are going to talk about all of that. And I'm going to tell you if I believe Pfizer is a buy or a pass. And on top of that, are there any other pharmaceutical companies that you should be keeping an eye on? I got you, fam. So make sure to stick around to the very end, and I think you will have all of those questions answered. And while I'm answering those questions, if you will, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you very much for the support. And while you're at it, if you could do me a solid and just smash that like button, that's what really gets us on the algorithm and helps us to continue growing this channel. A lot of people don't realize how old Pfizer is, but it was actually started way back in 1849 and it was founded in New York City by German-American Carl Pfizer. Still headquartered in New York City, Pfizer develops and produces medicines and vaccines for a wide range of medical disciplines. Obviously, Pfizer has been around for a long time, and not only are they one of the world's largest and oldest pharmaceutical companies, they're also one of the world's largest revenue earning companies, period. Fast forward to now, Pfizer has been working on a vaccine with BioNTech for the past few months. As recent as October, it was reported that Pfizer would start testing the Roni vaccine developed by BioNTech on a broader range of subjects, including children as young as 12. This would be the first vaccine trial to include children in the United States. On November 9th, 2020, Pfizer announced that the vaccine had almost a 95% effective rate with no serious side effects. A couple weeks later, on November 20th, 2020, Pfizer applied for emergency use authorization from the FDA, or the Food and Drug Administration, for the vaccine. On December 2nd, 2020, the United Kingdom granted emergency use authorization to Pfizer's vaccine, becoming the first country to approve a COVID-19 vaccine that had been tested in a large clinical trial. After that November 9th announcement, the market shot up like a rocket and many stocks were back up to record highs. Now, the news certainly helped a lot of companies in the stock market and the entire stock market in general. And it even helped Pfizer a little bit, but why did the share price not jump up as much as some of these other companies? Doesn't a vaccine mean fat profits for Pfizer? Not so fast. A Pfizer vaccine alone will likely end up selling close to $14 billion worth worldwide in 2021, according to Damien Conover, the Director of Healthcare Equity Research and Equity Strategy at the firm Morningstar. Conover said it looks like the pharmaceutical giant will charge the government around $39 for a 2-dose treatment based on Pfizer's contract with the U.S. And it will cost around $15 to manufacture. However, he noted that the company still has to factor in distribution, marketing, and admin cost. The Pfizer vaccine will have to be stored at a temperature of minus 70 degrees Celsius or minus 94 degrees Fahrenheit, which many hospitals do not have the storage facilities for. Conover had this to say: "There'll be profit on it, but it's probably not going to be like a typical drug margin that you would see for other products coming from Pfizer." Conover said there are several reasons for this. One, multiple vaccines will likely hit the market eventually, pushing the price down, and many of these companies have accepted government funding, which gives companies less flexibility to price it higher than they might normally. Conover also pointed out that vaccines in general cost less than branded drugs. When it's explained like that, it makes a lot of sense. There's going to be more competition, it's going to be more saturated. The government's not going to let them price gouge like they already do for a lot of medicines that's already out there, and vaccines really are inexpensive anyway. JP Morgan analyst Chris Schott is not very optimistic on the stock itself, but does not doubt the effectiveness of the vaccine. Schott argues even before the latest news broke and sent Pfizer shares higher, Pfizer's market cap had already had an estimated 10 to 20 billion of the vaccine value baked into its overall valuation. Here's what Schott had to say. We believe Pfizer shares above $40 reflect a best case scenario for the vaccine from a commercial standpoint, i.e. limited competition, endemic virus, sustained pricing, etc. This comes despite a number of unknowns regarding the commercial market for the Roni vaccines. Talking about a number of competitors, duration of efficacy, longer term pricing, etc. Along these lines, we would not be chasing Pfizer shares at current levels despite a base case outcome on today's data. Schott is rating Pfizer as a neutral, as a hold, don't move on it, and is giving it a price rating of around $36 per share. Pfizer is currently sitting at $40.34 at the time of this filming. They have only went up $1.97 this past year, and that's around 5%. The majority of that 5% has only come with the recent news, and the share price has fallen pretty flat over the past year. Over the past 5 years, it's only up approximately 22% or 4.5% per year, and without this past surge, it's even less. Pfizer does boast a decent and safe dividend at 3.79. That yield pays an investor $1.52 annually or 38 cents per quarter per share. This remains an attractive stock to a lot of dividend investors, and up until recently, I was one of those investors, but I recently sold. The dividends were nice, but it was just not enough to keep me around. I felt that I could find another company in Big Pharma that could pay me a decent dividend and get more capital gains than Pfizer was giving me, or at least something better than 4.5% per year. Pfizer's just been too flat for me for the entire year, and I think I could do better with my money somewhere else. There's other opportunities out there that I believe make more sense for my money. But I'm not a financial advisor. You have to make your own decisions. And for everyone out there looking for another pharmaceutical company, I would look no further than AbbVie. Granted, they are higher in share price than Pfizer, but they have a lot of room to grow. They've got an even better dividend. They are up 22% on the year, and over the past 5 years, they are up 80%. With all that being said, I gotta agree with the analyst Schott. I think right now it is a hold. I wouldn't say it's a sell unless it goes, if it starts shooting up towards that $50 range, I don't expect it to stay there. I think at that point it would be overvalued, and you could see it come right back down. So you could potentially sell high at that $50 range, wait for it to drop back down to $38 or $39. Buy back in, have a little bit more, or keep those profits, whatever you want to do. Keep on collecting that dividend, but I would certainly look at AbbVie if you're looking for a stock or a company in the pharmaceutical sector that could potentially pay you back a lot in dividends and in those capital gains. But that's all I have. As always, I hope your stocks remain in the green. I hope you stay safe and you have a very, very Merry Christmas. Take care.